In this video, we'll explain how Shepherd removes the attack surface from MySQL databases. We'll review how hackers attempt to exploit databases and how Shepherd completely closes the ports so that the databases cannot be discovered by hackers. We'll then demo a public-facing medical clinic website connecting to patient data and see that the database does not show up in any ZenMap scans. To set this up, we have a public-facing website accessing confidential data. This is the gold for your organization that must be protected. Here's the typical security architecture. You've got multi-factor authentication, an encrypted SSL TLS tunnel, a firewall, and an open port to the database. This open port is a problem. Why is it a problem? Because zero trust and cybersecurity best practice is to assume that the adversary is already inside the network. How are they getting inside? Phishing attacks, weak passwords, misconfigurations, vulnerabilities, CVEs, rogue employees, and contractor breaches. Once the hacker is inside the network, he begins reconnaissance. This typically starts with a scan of the network. With the scan, he finds the open listening port. Once the hacker finds the port, he has many strategies that he can use to attempt to exploit the network. First, he can do an Nmap scan to identify the operating system, the services that are running, and their version numbers. With this information, he can cross-reference it with CVEs to see if he can do an exploit. He could do a brute force dictionary attack or credential stuffing. He can do SQL injections to try to execute queries, corrupt the database, or extract data from it. He can try to do distributed denial of service attacks to make it unavailable. So the problem is this open port. By introducing Shepherd, the port can be closed while the tunnel remains open. Shepherd is a key component as part of a multi-layered security strategy. Let me show you a demo. In the demo, we'll see a public-facing website running on Apache connecting to a MySQL database with its ports closed. So here's our public-facing site. This is our medical clinic on medportal.shepherd.us. Now we're going to log into the SQL database that has its ports closed, and this is the patient data. This is our gold. So here it is at this IP address with all ports closed. I'm going to do a search to show you that this is live data. Then I'm going to show you that the ports are closed. These VMs are being hosted in Azure. Here's the Apache server. Only port 443 is open as expected. And then on the SQL VM, there are no ports open. Those gray items are just from Azure's internal virtual networking. And if we do an Nmap or ZenMap on Windows of that SQL database, we'll see that the database cannot be discovered. There are no open ports, so it doesn't find anything. In summary, Shepherd removes the attack surface for your MySQL database by closing the port. It eliminates logs to the database from scans because the port is closed. And it prevents lateral movement from that host because the host isn't discovered by hackers. As a result, your risk is contained.